So one of the most buzzed about gadgets at CES 2013 is Nvidia's Project Shield, which is one of the first devices on the market that has a Tegra 4 processor inside, where there's a heck of a lot that you can do with this device. It's sort of like mobile gaming nirvana, or at least that's the goal.
I like that, mobile gaming nirvana. I think we may use that.
So how do you achieve that? It's Android powered, but it could also stream from your PC. It does a little bit of everything, I guess.
It does. This is a mobile device we built for open platforms, so you can play your Android games on it with this full-size controller,
right?
Instead of having to use the touchscreen. So you get a great experience from the controller. You can also stream games from your GeForce GTX PC to the device, and get PC gaming anywhere in the house, sitting on your couch, sitting in your bed.
So now the controller itself is really important for people who are really into games. And how well do they work with some of the first titles that are going to be, like even in Tegra Zone, how are they going to work with that?
Yeah, so we already support dozens of titles on Tegra Zone that have controller support.
Right.
And with this, we're putting a big focus around it, working with game developers and going and getting controller support into all of the new Tegra-based games.
So can we just do like a quick walkthrough of the design and just, like, I know that you have a 5-inch HD display here.
Sure.
We also have the dual analog controllers, sort of an Xbox 360 style layout right here, and this comes down so for fairly easy travel. You guys also mentioned during the press conference that this will also be customizable, this Shield part of the design.
You just sort of slip those off, and you can put on different versions. We've got a silver one, we've got an Nvidia Claw one, we even have some game ones. There's a Hawken game one, so
okay.
Cool customized.
And then on the back, I don't know if we can take a look at that, but there's some of the ports will be there, like HDMI. And you'll also have micro USB.
Yeah, so we've got micro USB, HDMI. We've got a 3.5 millimeter jack for headphone audio and speakers.
Yep.
We've also got a micro SD expansion slot.
Okay.
So it's already got this unit here has 32 gigabyte of internal storage.
Right.
But you can expand that with micro SD.
Okay. So, and I know that there's a Tegra button, right, to sort of enter the gaming mode. So you can use it as sort of a regular Android device and get the pure Android experience. But when you want to go into sort of a gaming environment, that's when you use. This is your UI, right?
Yeah. So out of the box, this is stock Android experience.
Right.
But we have this little Nvidia button here. You can pop that, and up pops. You have your games, all the games that are installed on your device,
right?
As well as Tegra Zone, which is sort of the best Tegra optimized Android games.
Okay.
So you can go through and search for the best games, and then you can buy them through Google Play.
Oh, so can we fire up one of the titles and just see what the gameplay
Absolutely.
is like? And while you're doing that, I mean, so for a lot of people who are playing games on their smartphone, Android smartphones today, how much better is the experience with Tegra 4 combined with all this hardware?
Yeah, so I mean, it's depending on the game you're playing, it can be really just night and day. Tegra 4 offers a 3 to 4x improvement in graphics horsepower.
Wow. Okay.
So it's a big improvement in graphics horsepower, and with the controls playing first-person shooter type games, it's a completely different experience.
Cool. All right, so let's check one out.
Let me load up a game here for you. One of the titles that we're pretty excited about is a game called Hawken.
Right.
Now, Hawken is a PC game, but we've been working with them to port Hawken to Android, and this is the very first build of Hawken running on Android.
Wow. And is this on the Unreal Engine?
Yep, this is Unreal Engine 3.30.
Right.
So they're able to use Unreal Engine to port it over from PC to Android.
Cool.
And so this is a multiplayer game. We're just going to be in here by ourselves, but just shows off the capabilities of the Tegra processor.
Cool.
And the graphics.
And is this hooked up to the TV or not yet?
This is not hooked up to the TV. I've got another device over here that I'll show you up on the TV.
Sure.
But you can just sort of look at the graphics fidelity, just sort of span around here.
And I noticed that the controls are fairly close together. Is that a little bit of a learning curve, or have you sort of get used to it quick?
I'd encourage you to put your hands on the device and give me your own opinion. But I think it feels very natural for anyone who's used to an Xbox 360 controller, or a PlayStation 3 controller. You just put it on here; it's familiar, and you play your games.
Cool.
Trying to play a game of this interactivity. You've got your pan, you've got your movement. I'm using both joysticks at the same time. Try to play this on touch.
Sure.
It'd be very challenging.
Touch only goes so far,
right? And try imagine playing multiplayer against someone who's on a controller and you're on touch, right? This
also gives you more field of view, right? Because a lot of times the touch controls are overlaid.
Yeah, you're putting your fingers on it. So your enemy could be hiding behind your finger.
Sure.
I think this is going to bring a whole new experience to some of the Android games.
That's great. And I noticed that the screen has also pretty good viewing angles. So you guys work on the display quality. Yep. I'm sure that was important.
Good viewing angle and high DPI, dots per inch. So it's you really just can't see the pixels.
And these are the stereo speakers that you guys were talking about, right?
Yep.
The bass reflex system, is that?
Yeah, bass reflex. So just exit out of that real quick. So and tell you a little about the speakers. So this hole here is what's called a port. All the bass gets channeled by the audio processor in through the port.
Right.
There's no moving parts in the port, so that it doesn't cause distortion when a lot of bass comes through.
Right. So you're using like the airflow, right, to sort of give you better sound. Is that the idea?
Yep.
Okay.
And then all of the higher frequencies are coming through the speaker, and you get a much fuller sound.
Okay.
You've heard some phones and tablets that sound very hollow.
Right.
This has a much fuller sound.
Cool. Okay, so now over here, is this more of like a PC experience that you're streaming?
We'll show you PC experience.
Okay, great.
So, on this device, we've got Borderlands 2. And we've got some enemies coming in here pretty fast and heavy.
And this is HD resolution, right? So that you're playing?
Yep. So what we're doing here is we've got the GeForce GTX PC sitting on the desk over there, and it's streaming the game using our hardware and software technology to the device, and then we're outputting it on HDMI to the TV.
That's great.
And so you get the full PC gaming experience
in any room of the house, I guess.
Exactly.
Although, what's the range? If you're talking about streaming from your PC to this.
So you will need, you'll be using your home Wi-Fi router.
Right.
And so you're going to want a decent quality Wi-Fi router.
Yep.
This device is built with 802.11n.
Okay.
We support older generation Wi-Fi routers, but for the best experience, get a dual band 802.11n.
Can I give it a shot?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Just due to the show, we've got this connected via Ethernet.
Right.
But this works via Wi-Fi, and it'll be a very similar experience in terms of latency.
Yeah, it's pretty seamless.
And we're looking to get this in the hands of gamers in Q2.
All right, well, thanks a lot for your time, and we really look forward from this going from a project to reality.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Thanks.